Today we are going to be talking about some of my favorite highlighters. Some of them you can see from space and some of them give you just that subtle glow from within. So if you want to find out what highlighters I've got, just keep watching. Hey everybody, how are my Glow Tarts doing today? I hope everybody's well. For those of you that are new, my name is Mandy and welcome to the video. So I'm about to give you what you come here for, highlighters. Now this is one of my favorite parts of my makeup routine. I love cream highlighters, powdered highlighters, liquid highlighters. I have never tried a cushion highlighter, but I would love to. Or one of those putty highlighters. I've seen one of those on Tarteist video. I have been dying to try a putty highlighter ever since I've seen that. Have yet to get one, but I'm working on it, people. I'm working on it. And again, I've got bronzer all over me again because I'm a big goofball. And I figured, well, if I do it a second time, maybe that'll help it. Don't ever do that, guys. Don't ever do that. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright guys, so I do have some of my favorite highlighters. Now some of these are powder, some of them are liquid. I have a couple of cream highlighters in here that I just absolutely adore. Now let me tell you what my favorite highlighter should be. First of all, I am one of those people, I love mine glowing just brightly. I love it to blind people. But there are those days where I just want that little subtle hint of glow. Just something like a glow from within. Like somebody looks at me and they're like, oh my gosh, she's glowing. She's just glowing today. Yes, I love my glow, guys. I really do. Really do. The formula of the highlighters that I do like would be something without the chunky glitter. That chunky glitter that emphasizes every line, every wrinkle, every bump, every piece of texture on my skin I cannot stand. So I do like mine that just has the sheen and a little bit of glitter and something is okay, but not that big, bulky, chunky glitter. I don't know what it is about that. Also something that is easy to blend out. Something that is not going to stay in a straight line. Something that I can actually blend to make it look seamless with my blush. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and just dive in and show you a couple of them. And some of them you're not going to believe. First ones I want to show you. And I believe this is the only 3 shades they have. I'm not sure. They might have more and I'm just missing out. Maybe I haven't been out in a while and you know, they could have threw a couple more shades in there. So far, all I know is they do have 3. Now, online, it might be different. They might have more. And again, I've been stuck in the house for quite a while. So, the LA Colors Strobing Powder. Guys, these, you wouldn't believe it. I think I only paid $3 a piece for these. And again, all I found was 3 shades. And I will show you my perfect shade. This one is in Flashing Pink. Now, this does have that pinky undertone to it. This is really beautiful on light skin. This would also work really beautiful on darker skin colors also. Again, it does have that pinky undertone, so if you're not into the colors, you might want to stay away from the Flashing Pink. But these are beautifully formulated. I just love the formula of these highlighters. They do not emphasize any bumps, any texture. They blend out like a dream, and they are very buildable. Now, you could go in with it light-handed and just get that subtle glow from within. You could also build this baby up, and trust me, you will be seen at night. So they are very beautiful, formulated, and they are very buttery and creamy, and they're just so gorgeous, so gorgeous. Again, this one is in Flashing Pink, and they also have this one, and I love to put this on the high parts of my glow. This is in shade Gleaming Goddess. Now, this is more of a white shade. Now, this does have some champagne undertones to it, but again, it's a little bit too white. I just basically use this one for the high points of my highlighter. Sometimes I do use two highlighters, and I will go in with a lighter shade like this one and go into the high points, and it just gives it a more flawless look, and I absolutely love this shade. And again, these are very buttery, and again, yes, I do love the packaging, and again, this is LA Colors, guys, so this is only $3 bucks. It does come with the mirror, and it also comes with one of these, which I don't use these. You know what? It is good to have, you know, if you are on the go. The last shade, and this is my absolute favorite shade, it is Champagne. I just think this is such a perfect shade. I absolutely love this shade. I use this all the time. Now, this one, I believe, is the best formulated one. I don't know what it is about the shades. Now, the white one does throw a little bit of a chalky look, but it does blend out beautifully, and the chalkiness goes away, and it does just leave that sheen. This one does not have this. This is like not chalky at all. And I think a little bit of chalkiness in a lighter highlighter, you know, I've come to expect it sometimes, but as long as they blend out and that chalkiness goes away, they are fine. But this is my favorite shade. Now my next one, I don't know how I missed the bus on this. I just got this. One of my good friends, Julie, sent this to me a couple of months ago, and I just don't know how I missed the bus on this, guys. It's the Becca highlighter. And this is in the shade Prosecco Pop. I love this highlighter, and I cannot express how much that I love it. This just gives you the perfect glow, and again, you could go subtle or you could build it up. You could use this for a headlight. If you want to build it up that much, I think it is so beautiful. I think it is the perfect shade for my skin. It does not emphasize any texture on your skin, and it just gives you that flawless look. This gives you actually a more wet look, if you know what I mean, and that is one of my favorite highlighter looks, is the wet highlighters, the ones that make you look like you've just been in the sun all day and the sun has kissed your skin. And since I'm not that good with bronzers, I tend to go more toward my highlighters to let them do the glowy work. As for the bronzing, I think I better just stick to powder bronzers because the liquids, This, again, is very buttery, very creamy, blendable, and there is just absolutely no chalkiness. I love this Becca highlighter, and I do plan to get more shades because it is just such a beautiful, beautiful formula. Now, the next one, guys, and I did try to keep palettes out of here, but I did have to pull this one palette in here because I love the highlighters in this. This is the Tarte Tarteist Pro Glow palette, and it does have one of my favorite contour shades in a powder and one of my favorite contour shades also in a cream in this palette. But as for the highlighters, now this one tends to run a little bit dark on me, but the other three are actually very beautiful. This is a very beautiful formula, and again, this has the little bits of glitter in it, but they are not too big and bulky, chunky glitters that emphasize any texture on the skin. And I wanted to bring this one palette in here as an example because it does have a little bit of the glitter. I think it's very beautifully formulated, so the little itty bitty chunks of glitter in this one is just absolutely beautiful. Alright guys, now I will show you a couple of my favorite cream highlighters, and we will move on to the liquids. I have got so many favorite highlighters of mine. The ones that I'm showing you today are the ones that I tend to just keep reaching for. That's why I don't have all of my highlighters in here, but I do have a lot of highlighters that I just absolutely adore. The Wet n Wild, I don't know why I didn't bring that in here, and I can't remember what it was called. It is the Wet n Wild, I'll have to write it down here somewhere, but it is one of my absolute favorites, but mine's a little broken and just I can't show it to you because it looks awful, but I will put it down here somewhere. But it was my favorite for years. Moving on now, a couple of my favorite cream ones. Now this first one is a Jane Iredale product. Now this is actually listed in, first of all, the shade is Petal. This is listed as an eyelid primer, and yes, I have used it for that, but I don't really like a primer that has any sheen, any glitter, any highlightiness. I don't like it. I have to have a matte eyelid primer. But as far as a cream highlighter, I have used this for that, and it works absolutely beautiful, and it blends in beautifully and goes over top of powders. And that is my biggest pet peeve when it comes to a cream or a liquid highlight. A lot of times, if I forget to use them before the powder, they have to go onto my powder, and they have to go on there without moving any product underneath them, and it has to look seamless. So this is one of those products. Now this is got pinky undertones, but you don't really see the pinky undertones when it's on. It just shows a sheen, like a wet look, and it's just absolutely beautiful. This is very buttery and creamy, and it is really cushiony. I just love the feel of this. It is just such a beautiful highlighter, and it goes on and it blends out so seamlessly. It's oh, I love this. I just love it. Now for the next cream highlighter, this is the Barfly highlighter, and it is in shade Candlelit. Now this is a stick cream product. The shade is beautiful, the formula is beautiful, and again, it glides over powders without moving any of your foundation, does not move the powder, and it just works beautifully on top of powders, and that is what I love about it. Now, this is more of a subtle highlight, but it can be built up, but it will not build up like if you love a really popping highlight. I don't think this is the one for you, because it goes more from subtle to more unsubtle, if you know what I mean. And for the last one, now this is another LA Colors product. Now, I don't know why it says contour stick on it. This is their highlighter stick. Now they do have two different kinds. This is their newer formula, and then they had these. This was their older formulas last year, and the stick is a little bit thinner, and I'm not sure why they changed it. But the first one I think is a very beautiful formula. The second one is it's okay. But I don't know why, but I do like the older formula better. And they are very creamy, very buttery. They blend out beautifully, and they work well on top of powders also. So again, gives you that wet look. It just gives you a sheen. There's not really a shade or a color to it. Now, the older one does have a little bit gold undertones. It is not too dark. You can't really see the color, and it just leaves that wet look. All right, guys, now we're going to move on to my favorite liquid highlighters. Now, the first one, and this has been my favorite for years. This is the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid. Now, mine is in shade Light. Now, I think they have 3 or 4 different shades. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that. Don't stick that on me. This one is very beautiful, and I love it. It's so creamy, and so no scent to nothing that I'm showing you. There's absolutely no smells, not unless my honkers broke. This, again, is very beautiful on top of powders. I just take a dab of this on my finger, and I just kind of dab it in on top of powders, or you could go underneath powders with it and then top it with another powdered highlighter. This is very popping, like in your face, loud. This is one of my favorite highlighters that I use all the time. I absolutely love it. Now, again, Tarte coming in strong again. I don't know what it is about Tarte products. This is the Tarte Tarteist Pro Glow Liquid Highlighter. Now, I believe everybody received one of these in their BoxyCharms, or there might have been variations. I don't know if everybody got them or not. I think there were different shades in everybody's BoxyCharm. Now, I got mine in Sparkler. I think this is just a beautiful shade. It is a very champagne color. This more reminds me of the Becca Prosecco Pop, but in liquid form, and I think it's very beautiful. And again, this glides over powders without moving product and looking splotchy and crazy. This one actually lasts pretty long, and again, this is also very buildable. Now, I wouldn't recommend you build up a liquid highlighter because they can get very heavy. This one I find is very light. If I build it up, I might put 2 layers and then that's it, because it does start to get heavy after a while. I think after the first layer, you won't need another layer of this. Now, the next one is from Profusion. This is the Way to Glow Liquid Illuminator. Now, this is beautiful, and again, I wanted to bring this in here as an example of the glitter. This does have little flecks of glitter, but they are not too big and bulky, and this also does not emphasize any lines, any wrinkles, anything like that. Now, this is a very beautiful shade. So, for the size of this, I think I only paid $10 for this, but it come with some loose powdered highlights and a couple of brushes, I believe. But it was in a gift set for like $10, and you can get them at Christmas time at the dollar, or you can also get them online. But for the price and the size of this thing, now look at this and you look at my Maybelline, you can see the size difference. But this, I think, is a very beautiful highlighter. Now, it's a very light shade of highlighter. It is the perfect shade to give you that wet look. Now, this does have a little bit of a pinky undertone to it, but again, it's not really noticeable, not unless somebody's like right all up on you like, what? Is that pink? And then that, I think that is very beautiful, and again, it works beautifully over top of powder. Now for my last one, and I don't even think this is listed as a liquid highlighter, but I fell in love with it after I tried it. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. Now, I think this is just meant, or it was meant to like be mixed with your foundations or your primers or something like that. Hold on, and I will tell you. Okay, let's see, guys. It says, allow you to customize your favorite beauty products, moisturizers, serums, oils, primers, foundations, and tinted moisturizers by adding radiance or a bronze tint. Just place your usual product into the palm of your hand, drop in custom enhancer drops, mix with your fingertips, and transform into the perfect customized finish. Guys, I use this for a highlighter by itself because I don't like reading directions before I use stuff, because I assume I know everything anyways, and I go ahead and I use it the way I want it. It ended up working out with this little guy because I think it is absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you the shade. The shade is Moonlight, and I think this shade just works so perfect somehow with my skin tone, and it worked beautifully as a highlighter by itself. Now, I have not tried to mix this in my foundations, primers, anything like that yet, and I am going to test it out on that just to see if it works, because stuff like that just don't work for me for some reason. But as a highlighter, using it for a highlighter itself, it's very beautiful, and it does come with this little dropper. I just think it is adorable, but the shade is beautiful, just matches perfect with my skin tone, and it does have the champagne and gold flecks in it, not glitter, but it does leave that sheen, and it works beautifully over top of powders. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you like seeing all of my favorite highlighters. If you used any of these highlighters, comment down below and tell me your favorite highlighters so I could go and try some more out and just widen my range of favorite highlighters, which shouldn't be a problem because I love just about every one of them. I want to thank you guys so much. And now don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. I also do spoilers, and I also have tutorials showing you how I do my makeup. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel and go ahead and give me a big thumbs up, guys. And become part of my Glow Tart family. We would love to have you. And I love you guys so, so much. And I will see you next video. Bye, guys. I love them both. I love both. Really? There's more than both. There's more than two. Oh my gosh. I see the size difference. Like seeing all of my favorite highlighters, which shouldn't be a problem because bye, guys.